going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and Black Business School, and I'm getting set up because we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to discuss as it pertains to the stock market and what's been going on in the world. And this is you can say this is kind of a financial podcast, I guess. This is on the Black Financial Channel. The reason we created the Black Financial Channel is we believe that Black people should be talking about finances on a regular basis. We should be talking about finances and economics more than anything, because I've had people talk about the fact that we have a wealth gap in America and that Black people are not getting our fair share. Well, the thing about getting your fair share is that nobody gives you your fair share. You got to learn how to take it. And the only way you learn how to take it is by learning and embracing financial literacy. So in order for us to take our fair share, we started the Black Financial Channel out of the Black Business School. That's our sponsor, the Black Business School, to allow Black people to really talk about economics and what's happening in the world. And so anyway, if you haven't subscribed at theblackfinancialchannel.com, please do so. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. And also, I want you guys to know that I'm doing kind of a morning podcast. We decided today we would just do this. I go on a morning run with Dr. Alicia, my significant other. And during our morning runs, we always have these really thoughtful discussions about all different kinds of things, everything from relationships to everything else, and just how we make it work, right? Not that we want to put ourselves out there as relationship experts, but we kind of thought that maybe there were some young people who could benefit from hearing just some of what we think. She's a college professor just like me. And so if you want to go on our run in the morning, just know you can't see me because we're literally running and I'm holding the phone. But the audio comes through really good. And it's a great opportunity for us to kind of chop it up about anything and everything. So we do that every morning at 7 a.m. So if you want to go with us on our 7 a.m. morning run, where we talk about all the things that intelligent Black people like to discuss, then feel free to come to my Instagram. It's always going to be on my Instagram. My Instagram is The Real Boyce Watkins. So if you go to The Real Boyce Watkins on Instagram, you can chime in at 7 a.m. and get a chance to join us on our morning run. So how you doing, Demetrius Walker? It's good to see you, man. Demetrius, now that name sounds familiar. I think I know that brother. He's a smart Black man. We are really following you from France. Oh, well, it's funny you mentioned France because I just got reminded that a lot of our books, the books I have, Black American Money 2, things like that, they've actually been translated to French. And we're getting all of our books translated to French and Spanish. Those are two languages we're going to hit first. And then we'll hit some other languages later. But just so you know, it's a process. Everything is a process. So we're doing everything we can to share knowledge and speak to as many people as possible from all around the world. Now, is it Eastern Standard Time? Yes, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when Dr. Alicia and I will go on our morning run, and you can join us as we get up in the morning and talk about all the important things that are going on in the world, and you get to hear from two college professors who love each other very much. So if you want to follow us in the mornings, go to follow me on Instagram at The Real Boyce Watkins, and you'll get a chance to join us and hear all the crazy stuff we talk. We talk about everything. We literally hit. I mean, when you're on a 6-mile run, you hit everything from politics to business to sex to Black issues, Black consciousness and what's going on in the Black conscious community. You hit all kinds of crazy stuff. So we really have like a really good time and some really good conversations. So and also it allows us an opportunity to really get to know each other even better than we know each other. You'd be amazed. In fact, that's my recommendation. In fact, I'm a big believer in Black love. And one of the things I believe about Black love is that communication is the key to Black love. And just so you know, I don't believe that you have to be married to experience Black love or to pursue it. She and I are going to get married at some point, but even if we didn't, that's a personal decision. Nobody should force you to do anything. Some people don't want to get married. They're like, oh, I don't want to lose all my money if we get a divorce and she takes everything or he takes everything. So I'm not judging that. It's more about Black love as a universal concept that says that as Black people, we should love each other and love ourselves and really learn what love means. Love is a verb. Love is an action. Love is something that you choose to do. It's not something that just sort of happens just because you go together, right? You're not going to be in love just because you go together. You're in love because you're really in love with each other, and you know what that means on a daily basis. So anybody who agrees with me, please give me an amen. All right, so hit that thumbs up button. If you're on the Black Financial Channel, please take 1 second, hit the thumbs up button. Let's jump into our conversation for today. The first thing I wanted to address that I thought was really interesting is LeBron James. LeBron James, as you know, this week he was in the news because he made a comment about NFL owners basically being a bunch of old white men and being slave masters. Now, if you go to theblackfinancialchannel.com, you'll see where I did a video where I said, okay, well, we could talk about whether or not we like what LeBron said, but let's see if what LeBron said was true. And I went down the list of the 15 richest NFL owners. And if you went down the list, it was old white man number 1, old white man number 2, old white man number 3, old white man number 4, old white man number 6. Like, it literally went down the list. Nothing but old white men, old white man, old white man. So, LeBron wasn't saying anything that wasn't true. He was just saying something that was politically incorrect. Now, the thing about political correctness that you got to watch out for is that political correctness is a bunch of BS. It's more important to be correct than it is to be politically correct. Political correctness is basically saying things in a way that gains the approval of mainstream society. It's saying things in a way that isn't going to make anybody uncomfortable. But unfortunately, sometimes the truth makes people uncomfortable. So LeBron did a really good job of highlighting the fact that there's a racist element in the NBA and the NFL. I mean, it's not like you have to be a rocket scientist to see all of this. You don't have to be, an expert on sports to know that there's racism in professional sports, right? So ultimately, at the end of the day, LeBron is just stating the obvious. So it was kind of a no duh moment. The only thing that did make it unique and special in my mind is the fact that he said it. A lot of people would not say it, and I think that's why LeBron should be applauded. Now, fast forward to today. So I read today that LeBron has to apologize, or either he had to or he chose to. I'm not sure which one. He apologized for comments he made about Jewish money. I guess there was a rapper. I forgot which one he was listening to. I think it was 21 Savage. 21 Savage is basically like, he's not. I mean, he's kind of a young mumble rapper. That's kind of. I'm not saying that he's an ignorant rapper or anything like that. I mean, but he's a young mumble rapper. It's what he is. That's what it is. Everybody want to mumble rap now. Don't nobody want to be intelligent. Because, of course, being intelligent means that you're not being black anymore, right? You're not acting black when you're intelligent. You're acting white. That's what happens in the minds of a lot of our oppressed people. And so basically 21 Savage had a lyric where he said something like, I'm getting that Jewish money. And apparently there were people in the Jewish community that said, how dare you state that Jewish people are rich? How dare you say something like that? That's such a terrible thing to say. Now, I want you to ask yourself now, let's do some analysis here. Because again, Jewish people that try to oppress the whole world, people like me only piss them off because I'm smarter than 99.9% of all the people that criticize me anyway. So meaning that I'm wise, I'm older, I know what's going on, I have a PhD, I ain't an idiot, and I'm not scared to say what the truth is. The truth is, so we got it. Let's take 1 second and let's analyze. Let's see. Was LeBron either correct or would he be politically correct? If he were to not mention the fact that the Jewish community has a ton of money, would he be correct or would he be politically correct, or neither one or both? Right. So I looked it up and I said, okay, well, let's do some research here. Let's see where are some tangible measures that will help us determine if the Jewish community has a little more money than everybody else. Well, one of the things that I did look up is that if you look up the Forbes richest Americans list, if you look up the 100 richest people in America, Jews make up 30% of the 100 richest people in America. Now, mind you, they're only 1.4% of the population. So 1.4% of the population should be 1.4% of the 100 richest people in America. If Jews were just like everybody else when it came to wealth creation, etc., then they would be 1.4%. But instead, they're not 1.4%. They're about 25 times higher than that, or something like that, maybe 24. I don't know. I got to do the exact math, but much, much, much higher, at least 20 times higher. Right. So they are much, much higher than the 1.4% that they represent in the general population. So to say that Jewish people are rich is like saying that there are a lot of black people in prison. We are only 13% of the population, but we make up about half the prison population. So Jews are kind of doing with wealth what we do when it comes to the penitentiaries. It ain't our fault. We know how it works. You know how oppression works. Because unfortunately, a lot of the people from the Jewish community, there are people in the Jewish community who are the primary drivers of this music that promotes black criminality, that promotes black people as thugs and gangsters and killers and butchers and womanizers and everything else, right? So basically, the Jewish community, I think, owes black people reparations and an apology for the fact that they have profited so heavily from the fact that they're promoting images of black people that put us in the same position that Hitler put them in during World War II. That's why I don't have much sympathy for what happened back then, because how can I have sympathy for what happened to you during World War II when you're doing the same thing to us? You know, when you're putting us out there as people that need to be killed, you're putting us out there as people that need to be locked up. You're putting us out there as basically bloodsuckers of society. So if you're doing that to us, then how can I feel so bad about when someone else did that to you? I'd like to feel bad about that, but it's very difficult when you won't hear me when I say, you know, when I ask you a basic question. I can ask a basic question. Look, okay, so you're mad at LeBron because LeBron mentioned the term Jewish money, right? Or he didn't even say it. He didn't even say it. Not only is LeBron being held unfairly accountable for words he said, he's even being held unfairly accountable for things he did not say. He didn't say those words. He was playing a rapper's music who said those words. So if you're going to go after somebody, you should go after 21 Savage, the rapper. Don't go after LeBron James, because all he did was he played the music. He played the music. That's all he did. Well, the same thing is true when it comes to you know, to Jews that own record labels. Many of you have rappers that you pay for, that you seek out, that you promote, that you give a pass to, that you pay money to, who will go out and say horrible things about Black people, who literally portray the worst, most devastating images of Black people imaginable. You know, so would you? Let me ask you this: if it's not okay for LeBron to play the music of a rapper who used the term Jewish money, then would it have been okay? Would it have been okay if LeBron had been playing a rapper who used the word nigger? Like, what if the rapper said, "I ain't got that Jewish money"? What if instead of saying Jewish money, he said, "I got that nigga money. I got a whole lot of nigga money"? Like, if he said, "I got that nigga money," would y'all have said anything? Would there be a protest? Would there be any, you know, any outrage, right? Because I know a lot of Black people who would be outraged, but the problem is they don't have the power that the Jewish community has. I know a lot of Black people who would burn down half the record labels tomorrow if they could. I know Black people out here who would do everything they can to stop what's going on, but they don't have the economic power to do so just yet. Now that's hopefully going to change one day, but right now we don't have that same economic power that the Jewish community does. So again, you know, I think that instead of hearing nonsense when Jews complain every time you put your name in their mouth, I think that we as Black people have to start calling them on their BS, kind of coming back at them and kind of saying, no, you know, this is stupid. We're not listening. We're not hearing any of this. You know, anti-Semitism, my ass. Get the hell up out of here. It's not even an insult to say that Jews are doing well economically, because not only is it true, but it's a compliment. That's like telling me that, you know, like all the kids in my house make straight A's in school. So if you say we got those Watkins grades on our report card, I'm gonna be like, yeah, that's right, dog. You got them Watkins grades. There's nothing to be ashamed of about making good grades, just like there's nothing to be ashamed of when you in your community have mastered the art of wealth accumulation. I don't talk about the Jews in a way that is derogatory. I talk about the tactics of the Jewish community when it comes to economics in a way that is completely complementary. And I think that LeBron saw it the same way. LeBron said the same thing. LeBron was like, what are y'all talking about? Like, I was giving you a compliment. It wasn't no insult. But of course, it doesn't matter. The NBA, NFL, they're all plantations. So somebody got in LeBron's ear and said, well, you better apologize, because you know the Jews, they got a lot of power in the entertainment and they can blackball you and this, that, and the other. So he probably had to apologize. Now, while I'm talking, if you're on the Black Financial Channel, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Stop 1 second. Please hit the thumbs up button. If you'd like to get a text alert when I go live, please text the word Boyce to 31996. That's 31996. Text my name Boyce to 31996. Also, let me see. Carmelita says, like that comedian you commented on, that 2011 Chris Rock video. Exactly. I mean, these people are full of crap. Julia Stokes says, hell no. I agree. Oh shoot. Wait. Oh crap. I accidentally hid you, Julius. I didn't mean to do that. I was actually gonna make you a moderator, man. Something I like about Julius. So Julius, you're going to be a moderator. So your job, you've now been deputized. So your job is to keep the haters. That means keep out the alt-right racist people that said they want to come into our feed and disrupt. Also keep out the Negro naysayers. So these are Black people that hate other Black people that always find a problem for every solution, and Black people who do more complaining than problem solving. These are the individuals that we keep out of our house. Also, Carmelita, thank you for sharing the text number. You have been made a moderator as well. Now let me see here. Michael says, and have they ever apologized for the disgraceful images they have of us in Hollywood early years? I agree. Not even early years, even current years. I mean, if you watch movies now, you'll see that it's still the same thing. It's still the same stuff going on right now. In fact, I know smart people who understand psychology And they literally, I have one friend who's a psychologist who literally told me, she said, I cannot watch black movies. She said, I hate black movies. And I said, why do you hate black movies? I said, you know, they're not all bad. And she said, I can't watch them because all of them use the same black stereotypes. And it bothers me. It drives me insane. It makes my head want to explode. So she literally is like, I just want to watch movies with white people. And I said, that sounds really weird. You sound like a coon right now. She said, and basically she said, that's what racism has done to me. It's made me so crazy that I don't even want to see them portray black people on screen because they do it wrong. And remember, Hollywood was built by the Jewish community. So before, you know, you'll ever get an apology out of self-respecting black people, I think LeBron respects himself. I'm not going to give him a hard time on it. But before real black people really apologize to you, you owe us about 10,000 apologies. You give us 10,000 apologies and maybe we'll give you one.